Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Techster1504. My name is Utsav and today I'll be unboxing and giving my initial impressions about the very competitive Samsung Galaxy A50. So here we have the Samsung Galaxy A50. It's currently priced in India at Rs 20,000 for the 4GB RAM and 64GB ROM variant and 23,000 for 6GB RAM and 64GB ROM variant. The price is very aggressive and something we haven't seen from Samsung before. Here I'm having the 6GB ROM model. So let's cut the seal open and see what are the things that we get inside the box. So here we have the device itself. Let's keep it aside for a moment. Now here we get to see some paperwork like the quick start guide, warranty card and more. And here we get the transparent silicone case. Then here we get the 9V 1.65A quick charger. It's really nice to see them including the quick charger in the box itself. Now this is the USB Type-C cable, and here we have an earphone. It's nice that they included it, but I don't think that it'll be much of any use. Now let's look at the phone. This one is the black variant. It's also available online in two more colors, the blue version and the white. The rear is basically high quality plastic, but it actually looks like glass. The color of the rear changes as it comes in direct contact with light. And to be honest, it's one of the best looking smartphones for the price at which it is offered. And on the front, we get the 1080p HD Plus Super AMOLED panel. Now let's take a look at the rest of the physical overview. On the top, we get the microphone. Then on the right, we get the volume rockers and the power button. And on the bottom, we get to see the speakers, the charging port and the 3.5mm headphone jack. And finally on the left, we get the SIM tray which supports 2 nano SIM cards and an SD card which can be extended up to 500GB. Now let me boot up and set up the device and use it for a while, and I'll come up with the initial impressions including the PUBG review and camera samples. So I'm back again. So talking about the software, it's currently running in the Android Pie version 9.0, and the skin on top is the latest and refreshing One UI, which is the same skin that is used in the Samsung's flagships, that is Samsung S10 series. And to be honest, this is one of the best skins that I've come across in a long time. It's a lot better than the Samsung's Experience UI in terms of usability. It's far from stock, but is something that people will easily adjust to and like at the same time. And talking about the storage, in its first boot, we get about 50GB free space out of 64GB. Talking about the display, it's got 6.4 inches of Full HD Plus resolution Super AMOLED screen and an aspect ratio of 19.5:9, which they call the Infinity U display. And on the front itself is the in-display fingerprint reader. The screen is said to have Corning Gorilla Glass 3 protection, which is great. And as usual, the display is brilliant, just like most of the Samsung's devices. It's bright, the colors pop out and the black also look great as it's a Super AMOLED screen. This is without any doubt a great screen for the given price, and it will be hard to find one better than this. And talking about the fingerprint sensor, it's nice to see that they offered something like that in this budget range, but since the in-display fingerprint sensor is new in the market, it's not perfect yet. It takes a bit of time to recognize your finger. Now don't get me wrong, it's very accurate, but it takes longer than the fingerprint sensor that we find on the back. Now talking about the processor, it's powered by the Exynos 9610 chipset, which is an octa-core CPU which is equivalent to the Snapdragon 675 chipset, which is the same chipset powering the Redmi Note 7 Pro. So on paper, it's a decent processor, and in real life too it seems to handle things pretty decently. I didn't face any lag even while running several apps at the same time. It's not comparable to the flagships out there, but still it's a decent offering for the given price from a top tier brand like Samsung. And the gaming performance was also decent. Even while playing PUBG at HDR mode and frame rate set as ultra, I didn't notice any frame drops at all, even when enemies were around. But I'll personally recommend you to play at HD resolution because the game seems to look a lot bright and sharp when playing in HD rather than in HDR where the game seems to look a bit blurry. I don't know the real reason behind that, but still I thought to let you know. So the gaming experience in this device was very satisfactory, and if you're concerned whether this phone could handle PUBG in high graphic settings, then stop worrying and buy this phone. I'm sure you'll be very much satisfied. And to be able to play games for hours without stopping, the A50 is powered by a 4000 mAh huge battery, which should easily last you for a day even with heavy usage. Now let's finally talk about the cameras. So on the front, we get a 25 megapixel camera which is also used for unlocking the phone using the face lock feature. And on the rear, we get the triple camera setup, where the primary camera is a 25 megapixel camera which is used for normal shots and in low light photography. Then we get an 8 megapixel ultra wide camera, and the third one is a depth sensor 5 megapixel camera. So the software used is also pretty decent and is easy to use and adapt. So here are a couple of sample images from the cameras. The initial impressions from the cameras are pretty nice. The colors look good, images are not oversaturated, the dynamic range seems fine, and photos are well detailed too. But we'll have to wait for the full camera review for the final verdict. So this was it for today guys. The Samsung A50 seems a pretty good deal for the price, and after a very long time the company seems to be back on track by bringing the value for money smartphones in different low to mid-range budget categories. I'll leave the link for you to buy this one in the description if you like. So as always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel for more useful videos, and I hope to see you soon in my next video. Till then, goodbye.